Welcome to Flashback Friday, where we uncover the untold, incredible, and often tragic stories that shaped art history. Every week, we reveal the secrets, controversies, and genius moments that changed everything. Today, we are talking about Amrita Shergill, who painted India's soul and became a legend before she even turned 29. Her story is heartbreaking, inspiring, and absolutely unmissable. Let's dive in. Imagine being born in Budapest in 1913 to a Punjabi Sikh father and a Hungarian Jewish opera singer mother. Yeah, Amrita Shergill. Life started as a beautiful contradiction caught between East and West, Europe and Asia, tradition and rebellion. Her father, Umrao Singh Shergill, was a scholar of Sanskrit and Persian. Her mother, Mary, was a trained opera singer with a classical European sensibilities. They met in Lahore, fell in love, and decided to create this incredible hybrid life. Little Amrita grew up surrounded by languages, music, books, and culture that would define her entire artistic voice. But here's the thing, she wasn't just born into privilege, she was born with talent. She started formal art lessons at age 8. By 19, her oil painting Young Girls won her an associate membership in the prestigious Grand Salon exhibit in Paris. At 19, most people are still figuring out what they want to do, and Amrita was already making waves in the European art world. While in art school, she was painting nudes, exploring form, absorbing cubism, impressionism, and expressionism. Her work from that period was technically brilliant but also deeply introspective. You could see her wrestling with her identity through the canvas. Who am I? Where do I belong? But something was pulling her back. Around 1934, when she was in her early 20s, Amrita realized something profound. She had gone to Paris to learn from the West, but what she really needed to do was return to India and rediscover her own heritage. So in late 1934, she packed up and came back to India, and this is where her genius exploded. She didn't just return to paint pretty landscapes or romantic scenes. She traveled across India, Bombay, the South, visiting the Ajanta caves and Ellora caves, absorbing the philosophy and aesthetics of Asian Indian art. She looked at those 2000-year-old cave paintings and thought, this is my inheritance. This is what I need to speak through. What happened next was revolutionary. She started painting the poor, not in a romanticized way, not as subjects for pity, but with dignity and raw honesty. Women at the market, bridges, getting ready, laborers, everyday people living quiet lives. Her paintings had this melancholic beauty to them. There's tenderness, but also a kind of loneliness. You see the humanity, the struggle, the quiet resilience. Her South Indian trilogy, Dharmacharis, South Indian villages, going to market, and bride's toilet. These were shocking for the time because they fused the aesthetic language of Ajanta cave paintings with European oil painting techniques. She was literally bridging 2000 years of Indian art with modernist Europe, and she did it at like 24 years old. Between 1934 and 1941, just 7 years, Amrita created about 150 paintings. That's incredible output. And all of it was masterpiece level work. She was declared India's national treasure. Critics compared her to Frida Kahlo. She was winning awards, getting recognition, becoming the voice of modern India. But here's where the story breaks your heart. In December 1941, at just 28 years old, Amrita died. The official cause was listed as complications from a miscarriage. But there's a still mystery around her death. Some say it was depression, some say it was a sudden illness. What we do know is that she was gone, just like that. The artist who had accomplished more in 7 years than most artists accomplish in a lifetime was gone. She never got to see how much her work would matter. She never got to witness her own legacy. She never got older, never got wiser, never got to paint the way she might have at 40 or 50. She was frozen at 28, complete artist. In 2023, Her 1937 masterpiece, The Storyteller, was sold for 61.8 crores. The art world was shook because suddenly everyone had to recon with what Amrita had actually accomplished. Her work had always been brilliant. The market was just finally catching up to reality. She proved that you could be influenced by the West without being colonized by it, that you could honor your heritage without being trapped by tradition, that art could be political without being preachy, that painting the poor with dignity was just as valid as painting gods and kings. And she did it all of this while dealing with being a woman in a male dominated art world, with being Hungarian Indian in spaces that wanted you to pick one identity with the constant pressure of being exceptional. Amrita Shergill only lived for 28 years, but in those 28 years, she created one of the most important bodies of work in modern art history. She is in museum worldwide. Her name is taught in art schools. Young artists study her work, and in 2023, a single painting by her fetched more money than most artists will see in their entire careers. Maybe that's the real story here. It's not just about her talent, though she was unquestionably talented. It's about how the world eventually recognized brilliance, even when it takes decades. It's about how one artist's vision can reshape everything that comes after her. Amrita Shergill painted for only 7 years, but those 7 years changed Indian art forever. That's Flashback Friday, the life, legacy, and vindication of Amrita Shergill, the artist who deserved to be celebrated while she was alive and is finally getting her due. If this story moved you, drop a comment. Tell us which overlooked woman artist you think deserves more recognition and hit that subscribe button. New Flashback Friday every week, only on Art with a Beat. See you next time.